Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York.
Washington Post World.
January 2nd, 5:18 America, New York, Greece. Baby's body found in dam. Mother arrested. A 29-year-old woman has been arrested in connection with the death of her baby daughter in northern Greece.
BBC News World.
January 2nd, 4:29 America, New York. Jeremy Renner, Avengers star, critical but stable, in hospital after snowplow accident. The Marvel actor was airlifted to hospital from his home near Reno, Nevada on Sunday.
New York Times World News.
January 2nd, 4:16 America, New York. Biofoul, on Hull Strand's cruise ship at sea for 6 days. An unidentified organism prompted Australia to block the vessel from docking, forcing passengers to skip a series of port stops. The Viking Orion in Melbourne, Australia in 2020.
BBC News World.
January 2nd, 4:15 America, New York. Pelé. Fireworks greet coffin as Brazil prepares to bid legend farewell. Brazilian football legend Pelé's body has been taken to the stadium of his former club Santos.
Mirror World News.
January 2nd, 3:16 America, New York. Mum paralyzed in shooting in front of young daughter vows to not let the scumbags win. Sinead Connolly was shot 3 times in an attack in her home in Dublin and was given an 8% chance of survival by doctors, but the brave mum is now waiting to go home. Fox World News.
January 2nd, 3:02 America, New York. At least 4 dead after helicopters collide on the Gold Coast near SeaWorld in Australia. 2 helicopters collided on New Year's Day in Australia near a SeaWorld theme park. At least 4 people are dead after one helicopter clipped another.
New York Times World News.
January 2nd, 3 o'clock America, New York. Climate activists find a way to get Germany's attention. Stop traffic. Extreme tactics have pushed the climate crisis to the top of the public discourse but also stirred debate over whether the activists are going too far. Last-generation climate activists glued to the street in Munich in December.
BBC News World.
January 2nd, 2:52 America, New York. Australia helicopter collision. 4 dead in mid-air incident over Gold Coast. 4 people were killed and a woman and 2 young boys are in critical condition.
Washington Post World.
January 2nd, 2:43 America, New York. Floods in Philippines leave 51 dead, over a dozen missing. The death toll in the massive floods that devastated parts of the Philippines over the Christmas weekend has climbed to 51, with 19 others missing.
Fox World News.
January 2nd, 2 o'clock America, New York. Biblical site where Jesus healed blind man excavated for public view. Affirms Scripture. Amid efforts to cancel Jerusalem's biblical heritage for Christians and Jews, the opening of the Pool of Siloam reaffirms the rich history of the Bible in the capital of Israel.
Fox World News.
January 2nd, 1:45 America, New York. At least 4 dead after helicopters collide on the Gold Coast near SeaWorld in Australia, report. 2 helicopters collided on New Year's Day in Australia near a SeaWorld theme park. At least 4 people are dead and 13 others involved.
Mirror World News.
January 2nd, 1:36 America, New York. 4 feared dead after 2 helicopters crash in midair near SeaWorld on Gold Coast. Witnesses watched in horror as 2 helicopters smashed into each other on Australia's Gold Coast, with the ambulance service calling it a major incident. Amid fears 4 people were killed.
New York Times World News.
January 2nd, 0:51 America, New York. Your Monday briefing. Lula is now the president of Brazil. Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva waved to supporters from a motorcade in Brasilia on Sunday.
World News. Breaking international news and headlines, Sky News.
January 2nd, 0:42 America, New York. 2 helicopters collide in midair near SeaWorld theme park in Australia. Crash was fatal. 2 helicopters have collided near a marine theme park in the Australian state of Queensland.
Washington Post World.
January 2nd, 0:37 America, New York. Helicopters collide over Australian beach, passengers hurt. 2 helicopters collided Monday over an Australian beach and passengers in one of the aircraft were injured.
Mirror World News.
January 1st, 2106 America, New York. Young English guy seen attending Andrew Tate's University, where sex shows filmed. Neighbors of the social media influencer, who is currently in detention as part of a human trafficking investigation, claim British teens have been showing up for his Hustlers University scheme. The Washington Times stories. Advocacy.
January 1, 1957 America, New York. 9 more House Republicans call McCarthy's concessions insufficient. 9 House Republicans on the fence about Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy's speakership bid signaled Sunday that the California Republicans' attempts to mollify critics were insufficient, and that a radical departure from the status quo was needed.